yeah. Oh, exactly. Well, that's why they bring it. They do it here or out there. Like, all right, we ready? No, I was going to put on a hydraband board, but then I was like, don't waste it. Don't waste it.
In a water bucket.
I guess we're good, right? Let me turn these on. Oh, I'm already on. Okay, there we go. Good. All right, I'll let a few people trickle in here. Get a few more faces over here. Today we're going to talk about SPECTRALOCK 1. So if anybody wants to come, listen, sit down, please fill up some seats. All right, my name's Ryan Blair. I'm Senior Product Manager for our Grouts and Sealants at LATICRETE. Today I've got two of my colleagues here. I've got Adam and Nick helping me do a demo. At the end we'll do a demo, and whoever wants to come up and touch, feel, taste SPECTRALOCK 1, please do so. So I'll take you through the journey of SPECTRALOCK 1 and how we got here. And so in 2007, that's when, whatever you want to call it, premix grouts, one-step grouts, ready-to-use grouts, thank you, came into fruition. They came to the market. It was Quartz Lock. Funny how that kind of sounds like SPECTRALOCK, but anyway, Quartz Lock came out with their first premix grout. And today, we've got a litany of premix grouts that are still in the industry. And all those grouts, I view them as glorified caulks. That's essentially what they are. They're glorified caulks. They're either urethane or acrylic, and we have one too. It's called ready-to-use grout. So we have that. It exists. Let me go back one here. Oh, this is going too fast. So on June 12, 2017, we as a company, we met Ron Nash, myself, Sean Boyle, Eric Mondi, who's the head of our R&D group. We all met together in our research and development building, and we threw the gauntlet down. We said, that's it. We want a premix grout that can do epoxy performance. We've already got that ready-to-use thing. It's a flexible grout. It's a acrylic-based grout. We want something that can actually be an epoxy that's premix that you can pull right out of a pail. So essentially, this is what we wanted to deliver. One component product, performs like SPECTRALOCK Pro Premium. It's got the spreading and cleanability just like Pro Premium. Feels just like Pro Premium, and actually cleans real well. Cleans easy, just like Pro Premium. Essentially, we wanted to hit the ANSI A118.3 standard. For those of you who don't know, that is the epoxy standard. That is what SPECTRALOCK Pro Premium hits for a standard. And of course, with premix grouts, there is no standard. Don't let anybody fool you. There's no standard whatsoever. Everybody will put on their data sheet, this meets ANSI A118.3. Well, there's a lot of criteria to that. There's 6, in fact. And not one premix grout out there, especially it's the compressive strength. The premix grouts on the industry today, along with our ready-to-use grout, they average about, let's say, 100 PSI. That's it. What we created with SPECTRALOCK 1, though, it hits the 3,500 PSI. Totally different animal. Completely different animal. You can see here, there's a technology difference. So you've got an epoxy. We all know what an epoxy is, the part A and a part B, the catalyst. You put those together, you have a chemical reaction. That's how you get a cure. With premix grouts, that's not the case. You have to have the moisture escape the grout joint for it to cure up. I mean, that's the nature of these technologies. But we wanted to make sure that we could take SPECTRALOCK 1 and actually hit that criteria 5.6, which is the compressive strength of epoxy grouts. So 10,000. What's 10,000? And I'm not kidding. We've got notebooks over in our R&D department. They probably stack up about 3 feet high. That's the amount of formulas we went through before we found SPECTRALOCK 1. And you've got 250 pages in each one of these notebooks. And on each page, both sides, you got 5 formulas. And all these formulas, we went through so many different rollouts, so many different iterations. It took 10,000 of those to finally come to SPECTRALOCK 1. And you guys can read here. I'll go through each one of these. Essentially what we've created, when premix grouts came out in the market back in 2007, that revolutionized the market completely. Now you've got something you don't need to mix. It's fantastic. You can reuse it. But at the end of the day, what we've done with SPECTRALOCK 1 is we've evolved it. We've evolutionized it. We've taken it to the next level. We've made it 10x stronger. I mean, there's no, you'll see a video shortly, there's no other premix grout that can achieve what we can achieve with SPECTRALOCK 1. And for those of you who have used it, yeah, you can attest to it, absolutely. Like I said, most premix grouts on the market today, they're like 100 psi, where we get 3,500 psi. It's stain-proof, it's got a very low porosity. So, in a residential install, it's all about time. When we talk stain-proof and stain resistance, it's all about time. How much time do you have to remove that, whatever it's oil, mustard, whatever it is, ketchup? It's about how much time you have. Well, we can claim this is stain-proof in residential installations. It is patent pending. Some patents take 2 or 3 years. We're on year 2 right now with SPECTRALOCK 1, so shortly we'll have that patent. And one thing I want to talk to is an initiative that we have with LATICRETE. It's called Project Safety, where we try. Of course, we always think of contractors and our customers as our family. And of course, what do we want? We want to keep our families safe. And with this product, it's got an extremely low VOC. And any contractor that's worked with it, if you've worked with it in a small bathroom, when you're working with floor creaming, you're going to smell something. I mean, that permeates the room. There's VOCs and epoxies. But within this product, you can open up that lid and you hardly smell a thing. You can work for a day with this stuff. You'd never even know it's in the room. Secondarily, there are no epoxy resins in this product. So for those of you that have worked with epoxies over and over and over, I feel like what happens is you actually break down your immunity to those epoxy resins, and eventually a lot of guys out there, contractors, if they get water, the water that you've used to clean on your skin, you're going to break out in hives. I know a ton of you have that happen right now. We actually have one of our sales reps, Eric Puchalowski, is one of our VPs in the sales department. He said, he can be around it. All he has to do is smell it, and he turns into a strawberry. So he said, you know what? I'm going to test that. I'm going to drive out 3.5 hours, and I'm going to take that stuff. And he did. He drove out 3.5 hours. He played with SPECTRALOCK 1, then he took it, and he literally rubbed it on his arms. He hopped back in his car, drove all the way home, and said there's absolutely nothing on it. He said this is a game changer for him, because now he doesn't have to worry about those epoxy resins and having the allergies that he's had to those. Also, it can be submerged and can be used in steam showers. And I know a couple other products probably do say that, but we stand behind that. You don't have to call our technical services department and ask them if that can happen. We've had, I think we're upwards of about 40 or 50 pools that have used this product, and I can't tell you how many steam showers. Oh, skipped over one thing there. And it's also reusable. So the product itself has an 18-month shelf life. Without it being opened, once it's opened, it will have a 6-month shelf life. What we always recommend, and I hope many of you come up, take a look at it, but as soon as you open up the product, it's got a little disc in there. Of course, those are the instructions. But secondarily, that plastic disc, keep it. It travels down with the product so that when you use it and you put it back and put it away and seal it up again, that travels down and it kind of acts as a barrier towards air. Obviously, air is the enemy to this product because it'll start curing. And you'll find out when you start to spread SPECTRALOCK 1, it starts to kick off almost immediately. And we recommend, I basically say, whatever you can fit on your float it out, and then start washing. Start dressing those joints. And then you could wait 2-3 hours. You could wait a day, honestly. The biggest key for the next wash, after you dress those joints with a sponge, is this thing right here. Doodlebug, it's a nylon scrub pad. This is the key to eliminate any haze, no matter what you're working with. This is the second wash. Lightly, very lightly damp. It'll take off all the haze. It'll disappear. And then follow it up with a microfiber towel, and you'll have a perfect installation. So a lot of people ask me, what's the technology? You talked about ready-to-use grouts. They're either acrylic or urethane-based. What's the technology here? Well, we call it FR3. And what is that? It's fiber-reinforced reactive resins. That's our technology. It's not urethane-based. It's not acrylic-based. That's our technology. It's patent pending, so that's where we're going to leave it at that. Doesn't need to be mixed. There are a few other premixes in the market where you open it up and you see that milk, basically the latex separating. There's no separation. When you guys come up here to play with this stuff, because I want people to come up and play with it because I can tell you all about it. I use it every day. I've done more boards than anybody could ever imagine. I want you guys to touch it, feel it, please. But when you open it up, there's no milk, there's no separation. Top to bottom, it's the same exact thing. Take it right out and start using it. You don't need to blend anything. You don't need to remix it. It's perfect. Doesn't need to be sealed. Like I talked about, it's stain proof. It's got a very low porosity. It's also part of our rapid system, so you can have light foot traffic after 3 hours with this product. Like I said, it cures up fast. And you'll get the nuance to it once you start working with it, because you want to adjust those joints immediately. You don't want them to start hardening up, because all you're going to do is start moving whatever product that you left on the face of the tile, and you're going to move it around, and you're going to destroy those grout joints. You want a nice, full, dressed grout joint, just wash almost immediately thereafter. Then you can wait as long as you want. And then the key to this, it's made with SPECTRALOCK sand. So that SPECTRALOCK sand, it's basically got the color baked on it. It's basically powder-coated sand. So there's no pigments, nothing's going to bleed, nothing's going to go anywhere. And that was a key for this product, is ensuring that we could make it with the SPECTRALOCK sand. Comes in 40 colors, and I've got my first pail of translucent up here. So if anybody wants to take a look at that, spread that, clean that, please come up. Translucent will be available in a couple months from us. Here's all the features and benefits. I'm not going to go over that. Hopefully this runs. So essentially, what we do to test this product is that right there is a 1 inch by 1 inch cube. We wait 7 days and then we start to test it. So you see all these little lines here? That's all of our competitors. Those are like 86 PSI. This went all the way up past 3,400 PSI before it started to break. That's an Instron machine. That's how we test the strength of our products. So that will tell you right there, pounds per square inch, PSI, it gets 3,500 PSI. But don't let me tell you guys about it. I'm the product manager. I birthed this product. This was my baby. I love this product. I've worked on this. The R&D team has gone, they've done yeoman's work. I can't believe what they created here, because when we first met with them, they said that's not possible. There's no way we can hit 3,500 PSI in this type of technology. And they did it. And they did it incredibly well. But don't take my word for it. Take all the contractors. I swear to God, every single day, I don't know why, but somebody's got to take that obligatory picture, whether they did a kitchen or a bathroom, and they have to put their SPECTRALOCK 1 pail out there and take that picture. And every day, this is all I see constantly on our Facebook page. And if nobody's been on our Facebook page, it's called LATICRETE Inside Track. If you want to find out about all of our products, first and foremost, before the industry does, come join us there, please. But every day, somebody's got something to say on here. Like, SPECTRALOCK 1 is the S blank, blank, blank. I've done my last 15 showers with this. I'm never going to use anything else, etc. I think there's a picture up here where somebody actually said it's the bomb, the one on the right, and I think he put an M80 inside the pail and blew it up online. But crazy stuff contractors do, but they do it every day. Every day I see this stuff up on there. It makes me proud that we created something so unique, so amazing, that people are just constantly using it over and over. And now it's your turn. I want people to come up here, use it. I don't care if you're a contractor or not. Come play with it, use it. I didn't bring all this stuff out here. I didn't make these boards just to look pretty up here. I want them to get smeared with grout and fill them up. And please, come up, try it. Ask any questions, please. Anybody have any questions at all? Not reps.
There's no pigments on this grout. It's never going to stain the tile.
So what Steve's saying is there's no pigments in the grout. Like I said, it's made with SPECTRALOCK sand, so it's never going to stain any tiles. There's nothing going to be left behind when you're using it with like cement tiles or any type of porous tile.
And it won't stain your hands either.
And it won't stain your hands either.
So Midnight Black, that's a tough one to grout with. This does not stain your hands. It won't stain your paint. It's pretty awesome. Comes right off my hand.
Any other questions? Please. That's what we're here for. We're live again. It's great. We're here. Everybody's together. No masks. I mean, talk. Ask me questions, please. Please come up, honestly. Please come up. Please try it. Yeah.
I have a board here, too, that's already grouted an hour ago, and you guys can see how hard it is after 1 hour. I've only done one wash on this, so I'll do a final now.
Yeah, if you want to wear gloves, protective equipment, glasses.
I have seen the white.
Oh, the
white. Oh, really? The white is the one that there is some.
In all colors. I don't know if that's because.
Thank you. This is my pail of translucent right here. If anybody wants to try the translucent. Oh yeah, I've taken it off. I'll put it on quarry because I use quarry.
Stirred up.
Yeah. The problem is a lot of nobody.
I bet it would still work.
Nobody uses this on the second one, and what they use is like typically, you know, those sponges that have like the other side, it's got like a microfiber. And I think this strong, but this has to be. It's got to be strong. It's got to have like a little grit to kind of take it off.
The white might have.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, after a couple hours, you just go and hit it because that way there, it's all cured up. You don't have to worry about destroying grout joints. Here.
Just like a week ago.
Usually, though, most of the time it's not going to be separate.
I mean, it's creamy, it's smooth.
As you guys know.
But the beauty of it, the big hurdle that we had to get through is
it's got a little
making sure that we could clean it. I should have brought some samples of that. So basically, when it looks dry, it's gonna pull all these colors, and you're not even gonna tell that there's grout in there. Because right now it looks white because it's a latex in there. But once it cures up, you're not even gonna notice it. It'll look like one big mass. Exactly. No, when it's dry, it'll be very clear. Almost, yeah, very close. Yeah. I'll grout the board up and I'll keep it over at our booth. But that's fine. Any questions? Any comments?
So when you clean it, it's really smooth, right?
So basically, the cleaning process is, like I said, normally I do like an arm's length. You'll do an arm's length, and then you do your first pass on cleaning. Yep. And then depending on the size of the joint, you know, sometimes it'll be 45 minutes, sometimes it'll be an hour and a half. The wider they are, you know, the longer it takes to kind of cure up. But how wet? So the sponge, when you do your first cleaning, I would hardly use any water whatsoever. I mean, I probably have this just damp. I wouldn't even have it, nothing dripping at all. Exactly. Just damp, and give it a nice little. Because the first wash is your key, because that's what's dressing it. That's what's going to keep it nice, smooth. And then you can wait here. You can wait an hour and a half, and then just hit it that second wash with a doodle bug, and it just breaks off that fine film that's left over. The haze on those, so we're working with quarry tile. You know, it's basically using that doodle bug. You know, using that. I've done it, and I've waited 24 hours. Exactly. Yep. It's just the key is just breaking it up with the doodle bug. Oh, here. Yep. Definitely.
I'm gonna ask the question.
The white. Well, if you use too much water. Yeah, if you use a lot of water, then it'll look white like on the top, but it'll all just dry off. And of course, once again, it's not pigmented. So It just fills the joints nice. It's real creamy, smooth. Minimum is 16th. Up to, we say 3/8, but I've seen guys do pebble, but the problem is, it's just allowing, you can't have somebody go in there 3 days later and use that shower after you put a pebble 4 in because nothing's cured, because you got at least an inch in some spots. So, if you go 72 hours, yeah. Especially if you're doing penny rounds, something small like that, it's fine. Exactly. Yeah. 3 days is perfect. Honestly, you can get it on in 24 hours because you'll see this stuff. You'll come back later on today, that'd be hard as a rock. In 2 hours, it's hard as a rock. Yeah, oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you know how impatient homeowners are, Yep. Nice. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm a commercial contractor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're seeing epoxy everywhere.
Everywhere, really?
Like backsplashes, pitch necks.
Which is kind of overkill, obviously, but yeah.
Philadelphia area, they're comparative.
Wow.
They specify epoxy everywhere. This would seem like if they specify that a good alternative.
So
I've got to go to the architect and tell them why I'm using
this as opposed to, sure, exactly. And on our data sheet, we actually say that this is a suitable alternative for SPECTRALOCK Pro Premium, which is why we called it SPECTRALOCK, because it does get that strength that epoxy gets. So if you needed any help you can show them that data sheet.
For me, would be explaining to them why I want to use this.
Exactly.
What, if any, their benefits.
The benefits, yeah.
So one of the first thing that I ask is it going to save me money for the architect?
Well, absolutely, yeah.
And
Well, there is because there's no mixing, right? You don't have to mix anything. Yeah. You've got no mixing. You can reuse it. So if you're saying you're going from room to, like if you're doing a hotel, whatever it is, you're going from room to room and you're only using half a pail. If you mix up a full pair of epoxy, you're going to waste that half a pail, no matter what. So yeah, you're saving money just by utilizing this over and over again in those installs. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why we called it SPECTRALOCK, so that if it's specified as SPECTRALOCK Pro Premium, SPECTRALOCK 1,
in some cases, I think that could probably submit it.
Yeah.
They
probably wouldn't even know.
Operate that way.
No, of course.
But
You could because
rule at 50-50, I bet they wouldn't even know.
No, because you say yes, I use SPECTRALOCK.
Not an actual epoxy.
Exactly. Although we've got contractors all day long, they're like, they use that premix epoxy. I'm like, well, that's like plastic silverware. You can't do that, but we do get that strength.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a weird time. That's why it was put in backwards, because look at the centers. Yeah, they have dimples in there. You can take that out, though.